To tell you the top 20 best Monte Carlo fans. So, I think I kind of went through my videos and went through comments I forgot about, and Mr. Hosspower wanted me to do the top 20 best Monte Carlo fans, and I forgot about this. I couldn't do this because I was really busy with personal stuff and everything. I didn't have the time to. So anyways, here are the top 20 best Monte Carlo fans. And I do like Monte Carlo fans, by the way. Let's present. Number 1, Grand Prix and the Daytona. The Grand Prix is, starting with the Grand Prix. The Grand Prix is good because the Grand Prix has a 212mm motor. If you put 44-inch or 56-inch blades, it spins industrial fast. Like wicked fast. Moves air like an industrial. And it has a Hunter Original type motor. And it has a motor big like a Hunter Original motor. So what Mr. Hosspower said. And with 60-inch blades, it really flies. Still. And it moves a lot of air. It could be in the K55 category with the 60-inch blades. Here's the Daytona is good, which the Daytona is similar to the Grand Prix. Well, except it's smaller. The Daytona also moves a lot of air. It's number 1, the Grand Prix in Daytona. Number 2 is the Empire. The Empire is good because Mr. Hosspower 7, who owns the Monte Carlo Grand Prix, tested an Empire at Pacific Ceiling Fans. It moved a great amount of air, and the design looks great too. I really like this fan. My favorite fan though is the Vios, but I also like this one for being a newer Monte Carlo. It's number 2, the Empire. Number 3 is the Maverick. The Maverick is good because their design looks great. They're popular. They have the little Neo remotes which show the speed and stuff. And they're just fantastic fans. But they come in all different sizes, so they're like a modern, futuristic version of the designer fan. Say if you like it's a great room and you want a 99-inch fan, then you get the Maverick Grand, and the 84-inch one's called the Maverick Super Max. 72-inch one's called the Maverick Max. 60-inch one's just called the Maverick, and the 52-inch one's called the Maverick 2. So number 3, the Maverick. What fan we're on now? 4. Number 4 is the Studio. The Studio's good because they look like an industrial. They move a lot of air, like similar to an industrial, and I think a lot of people have tested one. They move a good amount of air, but the Studio's discontinued. I don't know why they discontinued it. They also discontinued the Mini 20 and the Micro 24. The Micro 24 is also a cool fan too, and the Studio is too. Well. There's near a shop in Florida. They have studios inside and outside the shop, but one of them wobbles. And I really like those fans. So yeah, it's number 4, the Studio. But you should not hang them outside because they have rust over time. I don't know why that mall in Florida near the restaurant with those Casablanca styles like to hang indoor fans outside. That's just fan abuse. It's number 4, the Studio. Number 5 is the Avo/Avo Max. The Avo Max is good because they move a good amount of air. They might use a similar remote to the Neo remotes. I don't know. Well, Quicksilver is like polished nickel, except it's more shinier. And the Avo Max, they move a lot of air. I don't know if Mr. Hosspower 7 tested one, but he wanted me to put it on the list. It's number 5, the Avo. Number 6 is the Melody. The Melody has a great design with it. And Fanimation just copied one called the Wrap Custom, but except it's many different sizes. And the Monte Carlo Melody, they move a good amount of air. And that's number 6, the Melody. Number 7's the Prairie. The Prairie's such a cool looking fan. It kind of looks like an answer to the Acura windmill. But the Prairie is good because they also move a lot of air on high speed. And they kind of look like a windmill design. Kind of like a rustic barn style. You know what Monte Carlo should create one time? A 7-bladed fan. Well, it looks like it has 7 spots, 14 blades. Well, it's like a windmill. But the Prairie also is commonly seen. The Prairie also moves a good amount of air. That's number 7, the Prairie. Number 7, the Prairie. Number 8's the Mini 20. The Mini 20 is just a good fan. They move a lot of air. They spin pretty fast, but they're discontinued. Well, you know, also for the Mini 20, it could be the only. Well, it's not meant for a bedroom, which is the one thing. Well, smaller bedrooms are meant for like 30-inch, like a Designer Supreme 2 or Colony 2 or a Villager 28. Well, the Micro and Mini are more meant for like bathrooms, storage closets, etc. But this is the Mini. The Mini moves a great amount of air. Number 6, it's number 8, the Mini. Number 9's the Colony Supermax. The Colony Supermax is good because they move a good amount of air. Their light kit looks amazing. I normally don't like having down lights except if I have raceless lighting, or I like to have accent lighting too, like I have Christmas lights up. And the Colony Supermax is good because they tend to move a good amount of air on high speed. I don't know if Mr. Horsepower 7 tested one, but he wanted me to put it on the list. Now, number 10 is the Cruise. The Cruise is good because normally wide palm blade fans tend to not perform good, but the Cruise by Monte Carlo tends to perform great. Well, also the Cruise has moves a good amount of air on high speed, and also works well for like outdoor spaces and stuff. That's what Mr. Horsepower says. And another thing is there's a song by Florida Georgia Line called Cruise. And there's also a song that can go with this fan. And another Florida Georgia Line that can go with a Minka Air fan called Simple by Florida Georgia Line. But that's off of Monte Carlo. And back to Monte Carlo fans. Well, also the Cruise, they move a lot of air. It's just like how some songs like Panama by Van Halen goes with the Casablanca Panama. Summer Breeze by Seals and Crofts goes with the Hunter Summer Breeze. Levon by Elton John could go with a Fanimation Levon. Cruise by Florida Georgia Line goes with this fan. And Simple by Florida Georgia Line could go with the Minka Air Simple. Yeah. That's number 10, the Cruise. Now on to now that's 10 of Mr. Horsepower's fans that he wanted to do. I like to do 20 usually. Now going on to mine. That's number 10, the Cruise. Number 11's my favorite, the Vios. The Vios is good because, well, the catalog for some reason, it's been the prototype that has been tested with 106 RPMs. Maybe have a 188mm motor when they tested it, but the Vios is good because they move a lot of air. They spin pretty fast. Their cubic feet's rated for 5995 CFMs. A lot of more modern fans like the Fanimation Torto or stuff are more for design, but they don't move air directly under it, but they move air on the side. But this one moves an excellent amount of air. They're more for they're good for like a great room or stuff, and a high ceiling. Well, my girlfriend has one in her living room, and it's on a pretty high ceiling, a long down rod. Yeah. Also, it also has a light too. Well, in the box, it says this fan could also be used without a light too, which if I have like recessed lighting or accent lighting, I could just cap off the light and install a fan with no light. That's what I do if I have accent lighting. Because I like using accent lighting or table lamps. I don't like using overhead lamps. So that's number 11, the Vios. Number 12 is the Icon. The Icon's good because they move a perfect amount of air. Their RPMs are really great. They move... Well, the blade pitch is shallow, but... Well, you know, Oh, I forgot to mention that the Monte Carlo Vios at my girlfriend's house moves a good amount of air. That's number 11, the Vios. Number 12 is the Icon. Well, the Icon's good because they move a lot of air on high speed. And they move a decent amount on medium, too, and low, too. Well, the one thing I don't like about the Icon is the it spins way too fast on low speed. And medium. Well, I prefer them to be a little slower, but I'm okay with the fast low speed. Well, a lot of people don't like fast low speeds. I don't like them that much, fast low speed that much, but I do like the design of this fan. This design just looks really amazing because of the blades. And a lot of people will call this a saggy doggo. And I don't know why, but... Well, it's still cool that they... Well, a lot of people don't like saggy blade fans, but it's still cool that this and this one, they did that on purpose. And also, the light kit looks kind of like a lampshade, too. Well, if I ever had one, like installed one, I'd probably modify the low speed and make it a little slower. I prefer like a 30 to 60 RPM low speed. I'd probably make it 55 RPMs. Same RPMs as the Vios on low speed. And medium be 100 RPMs. Which, I don't know, maybe the low speed's probably 5 and medium's probably 11. So, probably have to do a 3 and a 9 if I'd ever modified it. So yeah, it's number 12, the Icon. 13's the Discus. The Discus is good because the Discus, they move a good amount of air. It's one of their top-selling popular models. The Maverick is too, and the Sleek's kind of popular. But I forgot to put the Sleek on here, even though the Sleek moves a good amount of air. And the Discus is good because they move a good amount of air. I've never tested one before, but a lot of collectors tested one. They seem to have the fan move a good amount of air. Well, they are pretty common, but I kind of like them. I kind of like polish nickel for this fan. It's number 13, the Discus. Number 14 is the Designer Supreme. The Designer Supreme's good. Well, it has... a lot of people think it has a smaller motor, but it doesn't, apparently. It has a 172mm motor. The Designer Supreme, in my opinion, has a good low speed too. No, not good low speed. It moves a great amount of air. Well, the housing's similar to a Menard's Minerva, but the motors, they move a good amount of air. And also, I thought the ones at my therapist's old office were Monte Carlos and Aire Supremes, so they appear to be Seagull Lighting. Seagull Lighting tends to have a different motor for that. But the same switch housing, the same blade irons, and same blades. And the Seagull Lighting version, actually, if you use it on a solid state, they're pretty noisy. It's the one thing. I don't know. I know these ones kind of use a different motor. I don't know if they're noisy or not, but it's number 14 is Aire Supreme. Number 15 is the Aire, or Aviary, or Aviary, however you want to say it. The Aviary is good because they're kind of like a bird cage. The airflow is great on it. Also, I might have sawn one before at like a Chinese restaurant in California. I don't know if I don't have a video of it, but I don't know if it was it or a Hunter Royal Palm. I know it was probably on low speed, and low speed's kind of fast on it. Just the one thing. Well, the Hunter, the Royal Palm's a little slower, but it probably was a Monte Carlo Aviary, or maybe something Minka. I don't know where it was. It was somewhere in California. It was like a Chinese restaurant where we gathered with my family. I don't know. They probably had. That was the only fan. That probably was the only fan. Was in the main entrance. I don't know why, but they should have put in fans in the restaurant. I don't know if it was a Chinese restaurant. I can't remember that place now. I have a good memory, but sometimes I can't remember certain stuff. But I've skipped over a fan. It's number 16. Let's go back to number 15. Number 15 is the Aire. The Aire is good because they move a good amount of air, and that's the one thing about using Present. And the Aire also, the uplight looks really good on it. Time is it? 9:17. Go back to Present. And the Aire also kind of reminds you of a Fanimation Levon. But the one thing most 8-blade that's kind of weird about it, that most 8-blade fans don't use, isn't regular AC motor. Most 8-blade fans these days tend to use DC motors, but the Aire has discontinued, which is kind of sad. They're always cool fans. So number 15, the Aire. We'll skip to that because we already did that before the Aire. Number 17 is the Chloe. The Chloe is good because they have a 212mm motor. Most fans of 212mm motors tend to move a great amount of air. And the Chloe seems to do it. And, yeah. Well, the blades tend to be curved. Well, the Chloe's discontinued, sadly. But even though it's a good fan, I do like it. It's discontinued. It's number 17, the Chloe. Number 18 is the Clarity. The Clarity's good. Well, I thought that Clarity at the Colony Hotel moved a good amount of air, but moved a little air, but it seemed to move a decent amount of air. Well, I kind of didn't know where the reverse switch was in the Clarity Max. This is a Clarity Max that's on here. And the Clarity Max and Clarity are good, and Clarity 2 are good because they move a good amount of air. Well, Fanboy 6 tested one on low speed. It moved a little air, but he probably was wrong. It was on low speed. Well, but I think they're good fans. Well, they move okay amount around high speed. They're not the best though, but they're good. So number 18, the Clarity. Number 19 is the Vision. The Vision's good. It's also similar to Clarity. The Vision, they move a good amount of air too. And I've not tested that Vision yet. If I do, I need to go test one. Find one at a showroom and it works, I'll probably test one. And the Vision, I don't know how much blade pitch it has, but the Vision is a really neat fan. And they use the older Monte Carlo remote system, which I like those better than the newer ones. Yeah. It's number 19, the Vision. Number 20 is the Acura. The Acura is good because I've saw them in the catalog, they pretty fast for all the speeds. Low speed goes like 99, medium goes like 130 RPMs, and high goes like 160. Well, that's to move a lot of air. These things move a lot of air, and they spin really fast. Well, the one problem is I have to, they're too fast though. I would probably prefer to have a slower low speed. Like maybe like 60 RPMs and 106 for medium and then 168 for high. It's my preference. Usually. So that's the 20 Monte Carlo best fans. Number 20 Acura, 19 Vision, 18 Clarity, 17 Chloe, 16 Aviary, 15 Aire, 14 Designer Supreme, 13 is the Discus, 12 is the Icon, 11 is the Vios, 10 is the Cruise, 9 is the Colony Supermax, 8 is the Mini 20, 7 is the Prairie, 6 is the Melody, 5 is the Avo/Avo Max, 4 is the Studio, 3 is the Maverick, 2 is the Empire, and 1 is the Grand Prix in Daytona. Anyways, that's the top 20 best Monte Carlo ceiling fans. Thanks for watching.